thing that we can do is add persistence, and so I wanted to just kind of speak to this specifically because, what does it mean to pray with persistence, and how does that differentiate itself from this idea that the Lord is really not going to answer our prayers because of repetition? He tells us when he teaches in the Sermon on the Mount about the Lord's Prayer, he says, don't pray like the heathen who think that their prayers will be heard because somehow they've earned enough times they've prayed it. I prayed it 10,000 times, and so God's going to answer that prayer. That's not the way God works. And yet he does say that he honors persistence. He asks us for persistence. One of the key verses here that I like to focus on is, he says, ask and you will receive, seek and you will find, knock and the door will be open to you. For everyone who asks does receive, and he who seeks finds, and he who knocks, the door is opened. He's teaching here about persistence. One version says, keep on asking, keep on seeking, and keep on knocking. So he's teaching persistence. And we need to bring this level of persistence. It is one of the things that God actually honors, because he says, I honor effectual, fervent prayer. But this whole idea can also lead us into passivity. That means I'm just praying. But Jesus gives you kind of a 3-step model for answered prayer. I think sometimes we ever wonder, prayers are left unanswered. How could that be? And God says he hears them and answers them all, even if he answers them no. So this model of ask, seek, and knock, let me just explain that to you real quick. It's really 3 parts to the answer of your prayer. Number 1 is to ask. We ask God. The next thing is that after we've done praying, it's time to go out there and seek. Seek until we find. And then the whole idea of knock is to actually lay hold on that answer to the prayer. Let me illustrate this just a little bit further. I think it'll help you. Jesus Christ says that he will, God, his Father, takes care of the birds. He feeds the birds. They don't have to go out and plow. They don't plant seeds. They don't add water. They don't even harvest. They don't even store in a barn. It says that God feeds them even though they don't do anything. But please note that God doesn't rain down worms into the nest. What do birds do? Birds do their part of the deal. And their part of the deal, what do birds do all day? They seek. They seek. They're out there seeking until they find, and once they find, then they partake. So the idea is very simple here, that we ask God, we go and we do due diligence to seek the answer to that prayer. And my wife and I just recently bought a car. Well, we prayed for a car, and miraculously, God didn't send one to our front door free of charge. Sometimes God uses provision in our life because he's given us the ability to work. My wife and I did some research. We came into agreement. We found a car that we wanted. We got a better than asking price deal we felt really good about. But after we did all that searching and we found it, we did the deal. And so this is what God's simply asking you. And I want to encourage you with your levels of persistence. Add to that persistence. Do your end of the deal. Spend your time seeking and realize that God's not just going to give you free gifts all the time. When he does, say thank you, Daddy. But otherwise, ask, seek what that answer would be, and then when you discern that this is the answer, go ahead and make the deal. God bless you.